you there? I just had a little moment, so I was just about to hit the go button, and we've got a wasp's nest outside, and they're coming in here, and they're really tired and drowsy, and I just went to, and there was a wasp climbing up the screen. Oh, I thought, maybe I'll let him go first before we begin, because I can't concentrate otherwise. Good morning. Can you hear me okay? Is the volume here? Let's have a look. Lucy, lovely Lucy's in the building with us today. So Lucy, do me a favour. Just let me know. We're early. Nobody's here yet. Nobody's here yet. Oh no, they are. I'll let the door open. Come on in. Grab a seat. Just a little bit of a wasps, and when they're drowsy, you don't. So if I suddenly jump up and go, Jasper, right, that's code for wasp. Okay, Jasper. Oh, never a dull moment. How are you? How are you? Come on in. How was your weekend? What did you get up to? Did you do anything pleasant? Did you meet up with friends and family? Hey? It was a little bit overcast, funny old weather. We were waiting for this big storm to hit, but it never actually happened. Come on in. Good morning from Watford. Good morning from Crowborough. Where are you? Where are you all? We're everywhere now, aren't we? In the old SHAC. It's exciting, really. We're lucky. We're lucky that we've got this. I think that's the thing. We have to turn it round. You know, rather than seeing all this as a disaster and a catastrophe. All the time we're still here and we're able to doodle and we've got our pencils. We must be safe and healthy-ish. I mean, we've got pre-existing issues, haven't we? Which is probably why we're all staying at home. You know, I get it. But we've got to turn it round, you know? Got to get grateful, haven't we? Don't you think? I know sometimes you think, really? Like last week, when the water cut out, I thought, now what? What else can they throw at us, I said. But you know what? It's nothing that serious, is it? You know? These things are sent to try us. That's what it is. What's the time? 9:59. Sound is perfect, Barb. Kiss, kiss. Thank you, Lucy. Lucy's in the building with you. Lovely Lucy. And she's going to help you if you need any help. And today we're back in the garden. It's actually really nice. A little bit cloudy, a little bit overcast, but it's all right. The sun's peeping through. The sun's peeping through. Come on in. Good morning, Barbara from sunny Exeter. Oh no, wasps. You haven't got wasps. Well, you mean, oh no, wasps. Oh no, wasps. Hornets. Whew. Yeah, forget that. Yeah, well, it's the weather, isn't it? It brings them in. Old houses, bring them in. It's all right, though. It's all right. As long as they don't sting me. The only problem is Dave's allergic to them. He's allergic. He is allergic. And so EpiPens at the ready and all that good stuff. Right. What's the time? 10:01. Good morning. Come on in and welcome to the SHAC. Safe, happy and creative. Stay home and craft. And today we're back in the garden with our blue tits. So let's have a look. This is one of our postcards. For those of you who are new to the fold, every other week we go to these postcards, don't we? They're really nice. Let me put my other glasses on. What are we on now? Flamingos. We just sort of randomly, there we go, it's that one, isn't it? We're going with the blue tits on this one. Oh yeah, we did the parakeets, we've done the hummingbirds, toucans, that's going to be a fabulous one. We've done the cockerels, we've done the owls, we've done... That was the first one we did, wasn't it? I liked that one, the nuthatches. So all of these that we've already done, if you want to follow, because there's loads of little tricks and tips. If you want to have a look at what we've already done, you can go to the Clarity Worldwide page. All the hours are logged there, and you should be able to tell from the title what it is. If it says nuthatches, you know, or cockerels, or those are the ones. And then every other one is a doodle, isn't it, when we go abroad? Well, we were, weren't we? But we've decided we've knocked that on the head for a little while because you don't want to go abroad at the moment, do you? So we're hanging out, and we went down the woods. That was lovely. I actually did go down the woods. Was it yesterday? Beautiful. Beautiful. But that's for later. Let's have a look at these. And because today what we want to do, I'm thinking, because we lost the sound last week, didn't we, for a day? Because we lost the sound last week for a day, we're running late. But you know what? I think we need to think about that. And let's not call it running late. Let's just say we're hanging out in the garden for another day or so. And then depending on what we do today, there's no rush. It's not like Open University, is it? We haven't got exams at the end of this, you know. We're not going anywhere. So I think we need to slow down and calm down, don't we? Slow down and calm down. There you go, look, I put a little sign. Keep it in today. Keep it in today. The more I look at these stickers that we sell, the more I love them. The more meaning they're starting to have as well, I tell you. So today, what I thought was, where I got to, lots of you have already gone ahead, and that's fine. But what I wanted to do was the branches. We did the flowers with watercolour, didn't we? But we didn't touch on the branches. We hadn't done the feeder. And it was the sky that we were looking to do. So what I thought we could do, let's have a look up close, because I spent hours in this yesterday. And I say in this for a reason, because I was so in it. I was in it, like properly in it, in the moment, for hours in the afternoon. And I was looking at the birds, because then I thought, my first response, because I'd done like the front one, but I hadn't done the others. And my first 2020 kind of head reaction was, oh no, there's 4 of them. And then I thought, well, that's just not the attitude, Barbara, is it? So then I decided to embrace it. And once I did, it was actually really, really enjoyable and nourishing. That's the word. So I thought today what we would do is have a look at the branch, bring out those flowers a little bit more. Let me just get one of those tools. You know what? And if we hang out in the garden tomorrow as well, that's okay too, isn't it? Right, see the flower here? I just thought, yeah, let's have another little look. Let's revisit these little flowers. Look, it's ever so pretty. We don't need to race off to the next doodle, do we? Doodle we? Yeah. So let's slow down and stay calm. So we're going to do a little bit of bringing out. So we're back to polychromos or Pergolina B pencils for the first bit, and then the sky. So I practiced with the sky because I wanted to show you different techniques. So I wanted to make it not bright blue, but sort of yeah, like a real sky really. So I'll show you that as well. That's watercolour though. You like? Yeah. So lots of colouring tricks actually. Lots of colouring tricks. But I thought, if you check out the difference between this flower, which is where we left it. Let's have another look. Look, check out where we left that flower and where we're going to that flower. Yeah? So you can understand, look, quite a difference, isn't it? Look at the flowers on that one, and now check where we're going to go. And what I wanted to do, because I haven't read the rule book, I thought, Okay, so we did all the background flowers with watercolour, didn't we, with the A pencils, the water solubles. That's great because it's a really good idea if you're trying to improve your colouring skills to get to grips with a paintbrush rather than a pencil. But having said that, it's really easy and effective to go back in over the top with pencils to highlight. So, and you can use the dry watercolour to do that, can't you? Or you can use the polychromos or the B pencils, whatever you fancy. So the first thing I think we'll do is do the branches. Okay? We'll do the branches and we'll highlight the flowers. Let's have a look. And probably the best thing to do would be to come in a little bit tighter. Agreed? So let me just come in a little bit tighter so you can see this and work towards that with me. I found the afternoon yesterday, it was so, once I accepted that I was doing it, I really got a lot out of it. You know, from a mindful kind of, a wholesome thinking kind of, because you've got to concentrate on what you're doing. It's a learning thing, isn't it? To kind of stay in the now. It's something. It doesn't come natural to me to be where I am. I'm always somewhere else. I'm always thinking ahead. It's just the way I'm wired. And so for me to come back into the now and keep it in the moment has been I've had to learn how to do that, and the colouring really helps me. And then the other thing is, it's about the thoughts that come into your head. You know, I pretend they're traffic. They're just going in and they're going out. Don't park up in front of my house. Don't live rent-free in my house. Keep moving. You know, so sometimes negative stuff comes in, and it does. You'd have to, well, it does in my head. I can only speak for myself. You know, negative stuff comes in, or somebody that's getting on my pip, and then they're there. And then all of a sudden another one comes to and then all of a sudden I've got the whole lot in my head, and it's like a hornet's nest. And so what I've been teaching myself to do is just pretend they're in a car and they can't stop. They got to keep going. And it really works. You're not allowed to park out in front of my house. You've got to keep moving, you know, metaphorically speaking. So that really, for me, that sums up what this is all about with the colouring in, because I'll concentrate on the branch, but I seem to, I get so engrossed in the colour that I forget all about who's worming their way into my head. So as far as colours go, I'm gonna use my favourite, my warm grey, play it safe. And then, look, I've got them all out. Look, I put them in the lid, the ones I'm using. They're all in the lid. I've got every single... Oh, there's more in the lid than there is in the tin. But this is the first colour I'm going to use. So how do you fancy having a go at the branches? I think the best thing to do is figure out where they are, because there's quite a lot of them here and there and everywhere. Do you fancy doing that? What's the time? Oh, it's only 10 past. Come on then, let's get going. And then, yeah, so we're going to get a bit of a chisel going. Right, I've got to just make sure I'm in the frame for you. And then I think what I'll do is I'll get going, and we're just going to, it's nice to have a revision almost. Let's do this. Little circular motions like that. Right, along that edge. So it's a really light, warm grey, isn't it, this one? And if you've got your polychromos, if you're using your pergoliners, what colour could you use? Let's have a look. There's a really nice, the brownie one, B12. Go with the B12, which is like a light brownie colour. That one. If you've got the pergoliners, go with the B12. Let's have a look. I mean, it's a different colour. It'll give you a different result, but you still get a really nice shadow. That's what we're going for, okay? That's it. See, that's why we put together that set of 12 polychromos, because the only thing that I don't like about the pergoliners is that there aren't enough greys. There are not enough greys and neutrals, and you know, those sort of colours that like this colour and the greys. And we did ring up, because I mean, we own them. We rang up the factory, but they said no, can't. And you know, I'm not about to throw away the entire pergamino pergoliner collection just because it hasn't got any greys in. So what we do, we bring in the greys from the polychromos range, and you buy them to supplement, and then it works perfectly. Right. There we go, see? So we're playing that, it's that trick again. Do you remember where you get your chisel like that, and then when you turn it round, if you want to get it tighter and darker, you flip the pencil and it's darker, isn't it? There you go, so it comes around there like that. Right, let's have a look. There's more in here. So let's just single them all out, because there's loads of little branches everywhere. The reason that we're doing the branches before we do the sky, two reasons. One is you might not want to do the sky blue. You may, when all this is done and you've done all your colour, you may say, I like it white. I like it crisp, Japanesey, kind of minimalistic white. I don't want to change. You may say that. You may decide. For a moment yesterday afternoon, when I'd finished the sky, I thought, did I actually want to do that? And then I sat with it and I thought, yeah, that'll do. So first of all, you may not want to do the sky. Okay, so you've got to finish the front before you can make that call. Secondly, the sky is going to be water based, isn't it? We're going to use the watercolour pencils in the polychromos. And if we do that, if you do the branches first, see when I do this along here, what that's doing is it's creating like a seal almost. It's like a wax seal, isn't it? You know that one with the polychromos, because they're like oil-based pencils. If I was to put water on there, it wouldn't bleed into it. So that means when we go in with the watercolour sky, it won't bleed into the bits that we haven't done. You get what I mean? It won't bleed into the branches that are covered with polychromos or pergoliner B pencils, because it acts as a resist. That's the word I was looking for, sorry. Okay, so we've done that edge there. We've done those branches there coming down. There's another little one there. Yeah. This is one here, isn't it? I think also we really do need to just chill, you know? Just chill and enjoy the process. Just trust the process and enjoy the process. It will help you. Well, it helps me. Rather than get, you know, your productivity hound. Don't worry about productivity. Don't worry about productivity. Just concentrate on your lovely artwork. And it will really calm your mind. It does. And the other thing is, what I find is that as you see, so I've done that one, that one there, missed that leaf. I've got to do that leaf. The other thing that I find as well is that the more you do, the better you get, don't you? Your game improves. And so your confidence builds. It's a massive confidence builder, this. It is for me. And I would say that it's for a lot of you as well, isn't it? So then, do a bit of artwork and you take your time, you get it right and you don't rattle through it. And then people say, did you do that? Is that yours? Really? Blimey, I didn't know you were that good. And then you think, oh, I'm going to try that again. I want to have another go now. I want to get better. I want to get better. Who doesn't like a pat on the back? You know, everybody craves a pat on the back. Good grief. It'd be weird if you didn't get them and you didn't give them. So, we've pretty much, I think we've singled out the branches now, haven't we? Let's compare. Yeah, you can see it there, can't you? Right, so we know now where we're looking. That's the first thing, is to find out where we're going. See, now, I started looking at all the different colours then. All the different colours in the tins, and I started mixing up the pergoliners and the polychromos. I'm not worried about what kind of branch this is. It's just a branch. It's getting really warm in here, but I don't want to open the window because of the wasps, because of the jaspers. What do you think? What to do? Should I risk it for a biscuit? Okay. Oh, okay. You said yes. I'm sure you did. Got to open this window just to get a little bit of fresh air. Yeah, let's do that. Oh, that's better. Just a bit of breeze. It's like a little hothouse in here. I reckon I could grow tomatoes in it. Do you know, maybe I just will. Do you reckon I could grow tomatoes in here? We've got any tomato grower experts in the building. What do they need? Heat? Light? Got heat, got light. It wouldn't look too out of place, a tomato plant behind me, would it? God, I'm getting hot now. Maybe it's just one of my personal summers. Be all right though. It'll be all right. Everything's fine. Oh look, this has even got one of those little things. I should have done this earlier. Well, if that's there, then I should have a button somewhere too. Oh, too technical. I'll just tuck it in there for a minute. It's a good job this isn't live television. I can't see a thing here. Meltdown? What's going on? It was cold this morning, early. I sent a text to Paul this morning. Got him going. It did and all. I'll read it to you. It woke him up. It said, this is really early this morning. Hi Paul, woke up and decided to take the rest of the year off. I am going to America. We'll be back in January. I will quarantine for a month when I get back, just to be sure. Love you. He said it really woke him up because he wasn't 100% with it when he said he's going to America. I wish. No, I don't. No, I don't. The only reason I wish that is so I could go and see Grace and Mark. That's the only reason. Otherwise, I don't have the hankering to travel at all. Right, okay, so I've opened the window. Ooh, that's better. Right, now, so we've done our light beigey colour. We like that one. And then we'll go to another colour. Let's go to another grey. What's this one? So I've done warm grey 2, Should we get a nice brown going as well? That's quite a good one. What have we got here? Raw umber, that'll do. Got raw umber, there's loads of them. Pick what you fancy. I think I'll go with raw umber. See, this is where you wish you'd written it on the back. I was too engrossed in the job. Let's have a look. I reckon this one will look nice. Okay, so now what I'm going to do is sort of roll over the top of the light grey. Not too much grey. And not too heavy. Right, turn it round so we can see more. Right, so we're coming in, not too much, we don't want to obliterate it, I overcooked it a bit there. But the good news is, if I can find an eraser, this is where they come into play. Here they are, boom, pink eraser. If you feel you've overcooked it, then you just take it back again. Isn't it easy really, hey? There you go. So I'll add a little bit of that lovely brown. Which one do I use? Raw umber. This is the pergolina one. That's a nice colour too. You pick. They both work. Mix and match a bit, hey? See, that's quite nice over the top of that grey, that beige colour. They look good. There we go. So you're building, aren't you? Building your layers. You don't want too much of like a white stripe going through there though. There you go. Now under his body, under here, my guess is it's going to be a little bit darker. Shadow, agreed? So we'll just come down a little bit further, just another little layer of that grey. So you can get the colour, you can get the depth with the same. I mean, that was what this whole last week, the whole game with this particular picture, was to get the depth, but without the darkness. Do you remember? We wanted to get the depth of the picture, but without the darkness. Oh, I think we're going well. We're doing right. See, so we're using light colours, layers and layers and layers of light colours. There you go. That'll work, won't it? Get a bit of brown going. What's that one? Raw umber. Yeah. Just pick up the colours there. Right. And then of course you've got to consider the layers, haven't you? So this one here is behind the blue tits wing. So let's assume it's going to be a little bit darker in there, isn't it? See? You can't really go wrong. If you overcook it or you go over the line, then you just take your rubber and take it out again. If you feel it's getting too heavy, what we've got here now? Let's use this one. Just a darker grey. Got warm grey 4, 5. Loads of different ones, isn't there? Cold grey 3. Pick a colour, pick a grey. See, if I want to bring this out, make this darker, just slightly. You can see why I spent the whole afternoon doing this yesterday. You could titivate. You could titivate like this, couldn't you? And colour in and for days, just on one picture. And I don't consider that to be a waste of time. See? Absolutely not. I completely recommend this as an activity, as a pastime. What else are you going to do if you don't do this? So you're going to watch the television instead? Well, that's not. What's a waste of time? You know. We have to define it, don't we? There are things you have to do. you know, like cook, I suppose, and clean, and there are things we have to do, aren't there? But if this is the one that keeps my head clear, then it's like medicine, isn't it? It's like taking medicine. Do you not agree with me? Yesterday we went for a walk early in the morning, Dave and I, in the woods, and it had been raining in the night. So, see, when you get to the trees, you can make, with a darker grey now, you can make like little knobbles. Do you remember when we did the silver? See where the branch has just got a little dip in it here, where it's been drawn like that? Enhance it with a darker pencil. Just pretend that you're going in. See? Like that. See if you can make it look more like a proper branch. So where it's got a bit of a dip, enhance it. Look, just go in. All I'm doing is that. Oh, look, hang on. Like that. Just creating a bit of a gnarled. And this is quite dark now. Here, I can make that really. You see? And then underneath it's going to be darker there. So I'm going to flip that pencil. Yeah, so we went for a walk in the woods. It was really lovely. Right, light grey now, just to tone it all down a little bit. Right. Don't press too hard though, because you'll make a seal and then it won't work anymore. Won't be able to add any more layers, see? Looks good, looking good. And there were an inordinate, I mean, a ridiculous number of blackberries that were ripe. They'd ripened, and it had been raining, so they'd been washed as well. I mean, hello. And so that was me. I didn't have a. I love blackberries anyway. We didn't have a Tupperware thing with us to collect them. I said I'm going to go back today and go a picking. But it was brilliant. We just walked through the woods and just stopped and ate blackberries, and took ages because I couldn't stop eating them. It's like cherries for me. But what a pleasant thing to do. You know, how lucky am I? You know, and that's really what I'm trying to kind of learn for myself, is rather than think this is completely insane what's going on here, which it is, don't get me wrong, you know, I'm not in La La Land. What is going on is insane. It's the absolute most shocking thing ever with COVID, you know, and it is, you know, but it is what it is, isn't it? It is this. This is what we've got at the moment. And so we have to, I mean, come on, you know, stiff upper lip and all that. We have to make the best of a bad situation. And so we have to, if we want to get through our days as best we can, then rather than feeding into the doom and gloom of it all, let's find the nice bits and let's really enjoy them, you know. And I'm not mad. I'm not happy clappy. You know, I get it. I have my dark thoughts like lots of you. I mean, come on, it'd be weird if I didn't. But that won't help me through the day, and it won't help the people around me. And so, eating rain-washed blackberries in the woods up the road and colouring in me blue tits for hours and thinking about you. See, that was the other thing yesterday. While I was colouring in my blue tits, I was thinking, so what are we going to do when we've done the blue tits? Because, you know, we want to do something else then. So while I was doing this job and colouring in, I was thinking about you and about what you're up to and what you would enjoy. And I think that's another thing. When you're thinking about other people, in the nicest possible way. You're not thinking about yourself or what's going on. You're just thinking about other people, what's going on in their lives, you know. And that in itself creates relief in my life. I can only speak for myself. But it does, you know. All the time I'm focused on you, I'm not focused on me. And that's okay. And I don't mean that in a selfless way. It's almost a selfish thing. Because all the time I'm thinking about you, I'm not obsessing about me. And I don't want to obsess about myself. I start worrying about, you know, like Mark. My Mark rang from California. He lives in San Francisco. He called yesterday. I mean, they're 8 hours behind us. So, you know, it's late afternoon by the time I hear from him. And I could tell in his voice, I mean, he's very stoic. He's a very lovely boy, lovely lad, 28 years old, beautiful kid. You know, working hard from home. He's been in lockdown for months. He's got a lovely girlfriend, Alex. You know, they're good people, good people. But I could tell from the tone in his voice. Right, so what I'm doing now is I've done the branch and I'm going back into the flowers. So when we did the flowers, we did them with watercolour, didn't we? But now I want to go in, I want to bring that flower out. You up for it? Regardless of what you've already done, let's make this flower go pop. So what I want to do is take a pink, a darker pink, carmine rose. Yeah? What have I got here? I've got medium flesh. But in the pergoliners, you've got a lovely, this one, like a fuchsia colour. That would bring it out. And it doesn't have to be as dark as that. When you use it, the depth of the colour is all about the pressure. See, I can make that dark as dark, but if I don't press hard, hang on, let me get a flat going. See, I can make it as light as you want. It's about how hard you press. Okay, all that gives you is the tone, if you like. Yeah, Mark, so he's been, you know, working from home for months and months, and I actually think that they, in San Francisco, whilst it's still nowhere near as crazy, awful, let's do this one, as it was in, or is in New York, where Gracie is. I think they thought they got away with it, but they lifted the restrictions too soon and it kicked in there as well. And I could tell from his voice yesterday, you know, as only a mother does, that he's getting fed up. He's been really good about it, very disciplined, but I could tell it's becoming monotonous. You know, same thing, different day. It's a bit of a grind. I went through that a few weeks ago. Do you know what I mean? Oh, same thing, different day. No relief. No, you know, no. He's a sportsman, isn't he? So he's rugby, basketball, big time. You know, I'm going round the outside here. Let's have a look. See if you can see it. I'm going around the outside because the flower's got. Let's have a look at this one. Let's have a look. It will it, hang on, let's see if it will get focused. There you go. So if you can see on that one there, I'm going around the outside of the inner petals. And that's what I'm going to do in that one there. A little bit heavy grey, you can see, but that's all right, I'll take it back. I'll just pull it back a little bit. Yeah, he's a sportsman. He's mad for it, right? He's in a club. He plays, you know, plays competitive sport, and so of course he can't. The rugby season's done. They're not playing rugby. not playing basketball. How can you socially distance with rugby? I mean, how's that going to work? Okay. So no rugby, no basketball. So he said, it was really brilliant. He said, but I'm not ungrateful, Mum. I'm not ungrateful, because you could tell from my face, it was FaceTime. He could tell that I was like, you're right, Mark. So the last thing you want is your kid getting despondent, you know? Especially when they're 8,000 miles away. There's not much you can do to help them either. He went, no, I'm fine, Mum, I'm fine. I've bought a bike. Alex and I have bought bikes. That's his girlfriend. And so we're just flicking in, see? You don't want to make it look too stripy, though. Let's use a lighter colour. I feel I'm getting too dark. That's better. What have I got here? The fleshy one. He says, so we bought bikes, so they're finding a solution, if you get what I'm getting at. And he said, I've started playing golf. He said, I enjoy golf. So the golf courses are obviously open there. So he's kind of making the best of the situation as it is, you see. I haven't seen him for over a year. I haven't seen him since last summer when we were in Hawaii. But it's all right. It is what it is. That's what I'm saying. It is what it is. You know, we can't... It's like you can't really change it. Well, it's not you can't really change it. What are you going to do? If you can figure it out, let me know, will you? Because I don't think I can change a blinking thing. So... I just have to accept it. And there's the word, acceptance. You know? That looks better, doesn't it? I like that better now. Let's have a look. Isn't that nice? And then I think I'm going to take that, because in the pergoliners you've got a really nice, that pink that we use, that one. See, so you can actually go back in with that one, and the two different colour sorts, the pencil sorts, they work really nicely together too. That's a bit dark, that one. It's going to all be the same colour in a minute. See, and that's the thing about the B pencils and the polychromos, you can get rid of them. Whereas if you, with watercolour, you've sort of stained, the water stained the card, you can't easily lift that off when it's set. When it's dried, you're done. But so what you could do between today and tomorrow, because I'd like to do tomorrow, I'd like to do the sky, if you will, yeah, because that's a job all on its own, and I don't want to rush it because it requires a little bit of focus. So what we could do today is just bring out those flowers a little bit, and have a look at the outline, if you like, and the lines that are on the actual postcard, and work with them a bit, you know, like we did on the branch, like that. Work with the flowers a little bit and say, right, so if there's a little thing there, then why don't we just add a bit of shade there, like that. Yeah. Hey? So it's the little things, that's what I'm trying to say, like being able to go for a walk. I have to appreciate that. Or, where's my lighter one? I did have it. Being able to go for a walk, or, let's use that one. Eating blackberries, and talking to my friend Linda on the phone for hours. You know, you can see things from a negative place, or you can see things from a more optimistic, happy place, can't you? Which one will make you feel better? This is going to be nice. See, so I'm going in now, in here. I like this because I've got this sort of stainy look from the watercolour, but now I can go in with that dark carmine colour or a dark pink, whichever one you've got, and add a bit of shadow. See, it's going to look really nice. I like that lime greeny colour with that pink, don't you? Isn't that pretty? Right, now, so this one. So we're adding shadow now, but with a brighter colour. Bring it out a bit. There, doesn't that look good? Really pretty. Yeah. Yeah. You hear me all right? It's all right. I'm getting engrossed again. I've already done this once. Sorry if I waffle a bit. But I do think that we've talked about this before, haven't we, here, about just trying to stay positive, really, you know. If you dwell on the rubbish, if you dwell on the negative stuff, if you dwell on the dark side, it will just get darker and darker. The light will go out. So look for 5 things today. There you go, there's a task. Consider 5 things to be grateful about. That's all. Write them down. Write them down. 5 things that you're grateful for. Could be anything. Could be a fridge full of food. You know? Could be running water. I would have been grateful for that. Or the absence of stuff. Grateful that you aren't ill. Grateful that you have got a job. Grateful, you know, things that you just think about, things to be grateful for. It will turn your head around. It will get you facing in the right direction. That's all I'm saying. I'm no preacher. I just want to get it right for you, you know. Just want to get it right for you. And the other thing is that if you get sad, you know, you don't have to stay sad. You could always just start the day again. I've had to do that a few times recently. There, doesn't that look lovely? Yes. There you are. Right, have we got time? Yeah, let's have a look at this little fella here. Right, we're going to do the feeder. There's the feeder that I've done, and there's the feeder that I haven't done. Should we do that? Yeah, come on then. So I'm going to go with a light grey to start with. A light grey. Where's that play it safe grey that I always use? I could use that one, or I could use the more... What's this one? Cold grey 2. Warm grey 2, cold grey 2. What do I think? Right, cold grey it is, because this is metal. Cold grey. Right, so now I need to sharpen it. I need to sharpen it, because I've got to get in those lines. Okay? Gently, gently, softly, softly, slowly, slowly. Yeah, and then tomorrow we'll do the watercolour background, okay? And then Wednesday, we've got another plan. I've got an idea. You'll like it. It's going to be good. And did you realise that on Friday this week, it's the 100th 100 hours. 100 hours in the SHAC. Golly. 100 hours we've been here now. Right, so let's do this now. And we're gonna, the way to get in that line now is just, look, just like so. Just work your way down like that with a light grey. find this quite hard to see. Down we go. Get that kind of metallic look. Have you got a lot of feeders in the garden? Well, hang on, take that back. Assuming. Have you got a garden for a start? And if you have got a garden, have you got any feeders in the garden? We have. We've got loads. There's nothing quite like it. Watching the little birds. See, that's one to add to the gratitude list. There you go. I've got a garden. I've got feeders, and the birds come in. And I've got eyes to see them. Cool, there you go. Your gratitude list just got longer. Hey? Yeah. There you go. To the base. Just like grey. Let's do the lid. This is where we've got squirrels in the garden, and they actually come and take this bit off, right? So the squirrel, he knows how to get this bit off now. So that's gone. Well, it doesn't, it still hangs the thing, but you can ping this off because that's where you load up the nuts. And the squirrel, he's squeezed through here, right? It's all right when the nuts are up here, but when the nuts are down the bottom, he goes all the way down like Houdini. We've got Houdini squirrels. They're a new breed, and he goes all the way down to get these nuts. I love it. Dave not so keen. I think they're lovely. Dave, no, he's not a fan of squirrels. Barbara, she loves them. I do. I think they're very well. He's very clever. It's funny. Right, so that looks good already, doesn't it? Now we've done that, what we're going to do is take a darker colour. Let's see, is that going to be too dark? What do I think? No, go for it. Come on, sharpen. I'm going for a dark grey now, or yeah, go for a much darker colour anyway. Need it sharpish. What have I got here? Warm grey 5. You got loads of greys. If you bought that set of 12 polychromos, there's plenty of different greys in there. Right, or in the big tin, there's greys in there as well. Or failing all that, HB pencil to the rescue. Okay, you just need something grey. But what we'll do is we'll make it look like there's a shadow. So to do that, let's see if we can get in tight. What's the time? 10 to. Easy. Let me just show you. Come on, focus. No, not going to do it. If I put that there, it will. There. Right, come in tight. Focus. There. Now, see where the shadow is? It's all on one side, isn't it? So we've done the light grey, and now we're going in for the dark grey. Right, so just watch me, because it's an half-metre difference where you put it. I'll do a little bit. So what we're going to do is put, if we turn it around like that, the shadow's going to be, no, hang on a minute, let me just get it right. The shadow's going to be on this side. So that side there, okay, there. Right? So you can actually draw it on the line, on the actual line. So you're going in and out. So it's going onto the metal and off the metal, like that. There you go. So you do that shadow, that dark shadow, all the way down there, like so. Right, here we go. Just in the little openings of the mesh. Yeah, here we go again. Right. I've lost £5. in weight. £5. That's good. No cake, no bread, no chocolate. Well, a little bit, tiny bit of chocolate. Easy on the carbs. There you go. Laying off smaller portions. I just thought, I need to do something. I'm not enjoying myself. I'm not liking not being able to get into any of my clothes. So I thought, well, if you don't like it, change it, Grace. Stop whinging about it. Do something about it. Yeah, so I've lost £5. Woohoo! And that's the other thing. You lose £5 and you want to lose another £5. It's like encouragement, isn't it? It's encouraging. If nothing moves, then you just give up the ghost and think, so I'm going to eat some crisps. But when you lose a little bit, you think, yeah, I want to lose a bit more now. I'm going to get into that lovely dress that cost me a fortune that I can't even get the zip closed on. I know, you're not alone. You're not alone. Now, so we've done that bit, that side. Now, where's that lovely grey, my favourite, my warm one? My warm grey. And now what I want to do is go in on the same side. Let me get a flat bit. This is going to look nice. And then you're just going to come in and just add a little bit of shadow inside the mesh. This is like all the way through now. There you go. So you've done the dark one. Is that all right? You watch, it looks almost dimensional when you do this. I think you're going to enjoy what we get up to midweek. I think so. There, see what I mean? See how it looks? Yeah, it looks exactly what I meant it to look like. And then what we'll do is we'll put a little bit of shadow under here, because this is definitely hanging over the top, provided the squirrel doesn't demolish it. It isn't off. I love them. There, you see how you can just add a little bit of shadow there? That looks good, doesn't it? There you go. Voila! And then if you think it looks a little bit too stripy, then you can always come down a little bit more with the shadow, can't you, with a different colour? That'll do. And then we've got to paint the old, the nuts need colouring. Nuts or hazelnuts. Cadbury's take them and they cover them in chocolate. Showing me age now. Come on, add a little bit of brown. Only the crumbliest, flakiest chocolate. Oh, do you remember that ad in the 70s? It was really, really suggestive, wasn't it? Do you remember that chick in the boat with a flake? Oh dear, oh dear. Yeah. I wonder where she is now. The model or the actress or the person that did that ad. She's got to be about 80. Wouldn't quite work now, would it? Imagine her sitting in the boat now. I hope you know what I'm talking about, otherwise you're going to think I've completely lost the plot. Young people won't know. Just us old farts. I mean, us old folks. So there we go. We've got a few nuts in the little feeder as well. Let's fill in the dark, the back as well, because you wouldn't be able to see the light through those nuts, would you? There's going to be more nuts. There you go. Get the nuts in. We'll make the nuts dark. Come on. And they'll make the metal stand out. The nuts will. See? It's cool. Yeah. The nuts in this one are better than the nuts in that one. I'm going to have to go back and titivate a bit on this one. I can tell. They need to be a bit darker, don't they? Yes, they do. So, this week, what have we decided? This is what I think we want to go for this week, right? Calm it down, slow it down. That's going to be the mantra of the week. Calm it down and slow it down. And find pleasure in the little things. Find pleasure in the things that we have got. Let's get a gratitude thing going, you know? That'll make us feel better. Let's learn how to do a beautiful watercolour sky tomorrow, shall we? That's what we'll do. And then on Friday, on our 100th hour, we'll have a celebration of some sort, shall we? I don't know. Cake. That's always association, isn't it? Celebrate with cake. I don't know. We could, couldn't we? Just one little cake would be all right, wouldn't it? What do you think? On Friday, a little cake to celebrate. You get a cake, I'll get a cake. We can all eat our cake together on our little 100th SHAC hour. What do you think? Something to look forward to. You've got to have something to look forward to. You have to plan ahead. Eh? So, I've enjoyed this morning and I hope that you have. And tomorrow we'll do the sky. I know, you thought we were going to do the sky today. Well, slow it down, calm it down. You know, there are lots of people coming in to join us now and they're doodling beautiful Africa, lovely geishas I'm seeing coming through on Clarity Worldwide. You know, it's not a race. We're not going anywhere. The main reason that we do this is to hang out together, isn't it? Give ourselves a purpose. Look, ouchie, do you know how I did that? That was me trying to make some exotic meal yesterday that wasn't fattening. So I thought, oh, I know what I'll do. I'll grate some Parmesan over the potatoes, right? The 2 potatoes that I had on my plate. And then I grated my knuckle. So, I don't like those big lumps of Parmesan. I much prefer the shaky one, don't you? Yeah, and the thing I use, the grater, it's savage. It's so savage. So, yeah, it still hurts. But do you know what? That's what that is, just in case you were wondering why I've got a plaster on. It's because I was grating Parmesan and I got carried away. There you go, domestic goddess. Not. Like, follow and share if you think anybody else could benefit from this waffle and from our doodling and our colouring. And other than that, I shall love you and leave you. Have a brilliant day. Do some titivating and we'll finish this tomorrow. We'll do the sky. Okay, lots of love. And thanks, Lucy, for all your help. Bye-bye now.